Hi everyone, welcome to another daily video where we go over solutions to problems from popular math competitions. Today we will be looking at problem number 16 from the 2020 AMC 8, and let's get started by reading the question. So the question is, each of the points A, B, C, D, E, and F in the figure below represents a different from 1 through 6, and each of the 5 lines shown passes through some of these points. And then finally, they tell us the digits along each line are added to produce 5 sums. And the total of these 5 sums is 47. And so the question is, what is the value of B? Okay, so now that we have kind of a decent idea of what the problem is asking, let's just write down the information so we don't get lost. So B, the value of B is ultimately what we want to find, right? So now if we let just A, B, C, D, E, and F, the variables represent that point is given. So we could start with writing down some equations. So first of all, let's take a look at the obvious. The total of the 5 sums is 47. So we have 5 sums, which kind of represent 5 lines. So let's just take this systematically. So our first line is the line defined by the sum A plus B plus C. And that right here is this line right there. So that's A plus B plus C. Now we have our next sum, which we could say A plus F plus E, which is this line down here, right? And now we have our next sum, say C plus D plus E, and this obviously is the line drawn across. And then now for our final two, we have B plus D, which kind of represents this line right here. And then we have B plus F for this kind of final line right over here. So these give us our 5 sums. And we know that when we add all of these together, our total has to be 47. So if we just kind of open up the parentheses and simplify this a little, we should hopefully get something useful. So let's start with the A's. So we have 1A right here. We have another A right there. So you get 2A. Now if we go to B's, we notice we have 3 B's. So 1, 2, and 3. So we have 2A plus 3B. Now we count our C's, and we have 2. We could circle the C's right here. So that's our 2C. If we count D, we also have 2 D's. So 1D and 2 D's. And again, E, we have 2 E's right here and right here. And then finally, F's, we're again left with 2 F's right here and here. So we have 2F. So this sum is equal to 47. So now we also know that each of the variables A through F represents a digit from 1 through 6. So right now we don't know which digit is which letter, but we know that in total, if we were to add up A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F, that would be just the sum of the digits from 1 to 6. So that'd just be 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4 plus 5 plus 6, which we can check to be 21. And so now from here, so now it's kind of tricky because we clearly don't have enough equations to solve for each of the variables individually. But we want to remember that we really just need to solve for B. We don't need all of the variables. The question is just asking for the value of B, right? This middle point. And so the interesting thing is, if we look at our first equation, all of the variables are multiplied by 2, except for B, which has a coefficient of 3 in front of it. So kind of using this, we can write the first equation as 2 times A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F, right? Because this would give us our 2A or 2B, 2C, 2D, 2E, 2F, and we'd just be left over with an extra B. And we know this obviously is equal to 47. But now, recall that A through F, adding these up, gives us 21. So we can just take this and substitute it right into our parentheses, right? So we could really simplify this to get 2 times 21 plus B is equal to 47. And so now this equation isn't too bad to solve because we just have one variable B. And if we kind of do this out, we get B is equal to 47 minus 42, which is equal to 5. And now if we kind of, again, we just want to make sure we read the question. And because doing all this work, it would be a shame to write down the wrong answer. So again, the question is, what is the digit represented by B? And we got from below, we got B is equal to 5. So then we would circle B equals 5 as our answer. And we'd move on to the next question. So that will be all for this problem. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like or subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads. Thanks everyone for joining, and be sure to join the next one, same time tomorrow.